Digital branding for funded startups. When to invest and what to prioritize. Branding is one of the most misunderstood investments a startup can make. Some founders treat it as a vanity project. Others defer it indefinitely, assuming it can wait until the product is ready. Both approaches cost more than they save. At Humbleteam, digital branding for startups is one of our core practice areas. We've worked with funded startups across fintech, medtech, and sports tech, from YC-backed founders at seed stage through to Series B companies scaling across multiple markets. Here's how Humbleteam thinks about when to invest in branding and what to prioritize at each stage. Why timing matters more than most startups realize. The mistake Humbleteam sees most often is startups investing in digital branding at the wrong moment. Too early, before there's product market fit or a clear sense of who the user is. And you end up with a brand that's beautifully designed for a product that doesn't exist yet. Too late. After you've scaled a product with inconsistent ad hoc visual decisions, and you're paying to undo technical and creative debt that's already baked into everything. The right moment to invest in digital branding is when you have enough clarity about your product and your users to make brand decisions that will hold up at scale. But before those decisions get made by default. What Humbleteam prioritizes at seed and early growth stage. For early stage funded startups, Humbleteam focuses digital branding investment on the elements that have the highest direct impact on product performance and investor perception. A clear visual identity, logo, color system, typography that works across your product, your pitch deck, and your website. Not over-engineered, but intentional. A brand voice and tone that's consistent across onboarding copy, error messages, and marketing. And a basic design system that prevents the visual inconsistency that erodes user trust in fintech, medtech, and any product where credibility matters. This isn't a full brand overhaul. It's the foundation that everything else builds on. And Humbleteam has seen how much faster startups move when that foundation is solid. What changes at Series A and beyond? When a startup raises a significant round, the brand suddenly has to work harder. It needs to hold up under investor scrutiny, compete for talent, enter new markets, and scale across platforms and product surfaces that didn't exist at seed stage. This is where Humbleteam's approach to digital branding for startups shifts from foundation building to system building. A comprehensive design system. Brand guidelines that give a growing internal team the tools to make consistent decisions without a designer in every meeting. Visual identity that scales from a mobile app to a conference booth to a sales deck without losing coherence. Humbleteam has run this process for funded startups including Oxygen, YCW22, Deserve, $544 million raised, and Abra, IPO, as well as for scaling companies in sports tech and medtech, where brand consistency directly impacts user trust and commercial outcomes. The branding decisions that actually move the needle for startups. Based on Humbleteam's work across fintech startups, medtech platforms, and sports tech companies. These are the digital branding investments that consistently deliver the highest return for scaling startups. Onboarding and product experience consistency. The brand lives in the product, not just in the marketing site. For fintech and medtech startups especially, inconsistency between the marketing experience and the product experience is one of the fastest ways to erode user trust. Humbleteam treats product branding and UX as inseparable, a design system that scales with the team. As a startup's product team grows, ad hoc design decisions compound into real technical and visual debt. Humbleteam builds design systems for startups that give internal teams the tools to move fast without creating inconsistency, the kind of foundation that becomes a genuine competitive advantage as the product scales. Brand that works for B2B and B2C simultaneously. Many funded startups, particularly in fintech and SaaS, need a brand that convinces enterprise buyers and end users at the same time. Humbleteam has worked on digital branding for startups where the same visual identity needed to work in a sales deck for a Fortune 500 procurement team and in a consumer app used by people with no financial background. Getting that balance right is a specific design challenge that Humbleteam knows well. The question Humbleteam always asks first. Before any brand work begins, Humbleteam asks, what decision is this branding investment supposed to support? Is it fundraising, market expansion, a product redesign, user acquisition in a new segment? The answer shapes everything: what to prioritize, what to defer, and how to measure whether the investment delivered.